I heard metal snap at 1:30 in the morning. Not a scrape, not a rattle. A clean, final snap. The kind of sound you don't forget once it lands in your chest. When I hit the lights and saw the HOA president standing inside my gate on my land with a bolt cutter hanging at her side, I knew this wasn't a dispute anymore. This was a crime. I was holding my phone half asleep, heart pounding so hard it felt like it was shaking the house. The floodlights washed the yard in white, harsh light. Gravel glittered, shadows froze. And there she was, Claudia Vance, perfect posture, navy blazer, even at that hour, frozen like a deer caught doing something it had no business doing. My grandfather's brass lock lay in 2 pieces on the ground. 60 years old, hand cast, gone in a second. I didn't yell right away. I didn't run. I just stood there in the doorway barefoot on cold wood and let the moment burn itself into my memory. Because part of me already knew this was going to end with consequences. Big ones. To understand how it got there, you need to know 2 things. You need to know about the land, and you need to know about my grandfather. My name's Ellis Corbett. I live alone on 2 acres my grandfather bought in 1963, back when this whole area was dirt roads, tall grass, and silence. No developers, no HOA, no beige houses lined up like teeth. He saved for 20 years working as a carpenter, paid cash, and never owed anyone a dime for it. He built the house himself, planted the hedges, and when he wanted a gate, he didn't buy one, he made it. Scrap metal forged by hand, black iron bars, and a brass lock he cast himself. Heavy, solid, honest. When I was 8, he walked me along the property line and showed me the stone markers he'd set into the ground. He tapped each one with his boot and said, "Boundaries aren't there to keep people out, Ellis. They're there to remind you what you're responsible for protecting." Later that night, he spread the original deed across the kitchen table. Survey maps, notary stamps, receipts. Paper matters, he said. When someone decides they want what's yours, this is what saves you. He died in 2018. The will was clean. Everything went to me. I transferred the title, paid the estate taxes, registered everything with the county. That's when I saw it, the official map. The HOA boundary. Wellington Meadows HOA, formed in 2005, stopped exactly 50 meters before my gate. My land existed 42 years before they ever drew their little lines. I wasn't part of them, never had been. I fixed up the place. Painted the gate black again, the same shade my grandfather used. Cleaned the lock until it turned smooth. Restored the old sign, Private Property Estone 1963. Standing at the gate with my morning coffee became a ritual. Quiet. Peaceful. I thought I'd earned that. I was wrong. The first time they showed up, it was a Saturday afternoon. I was trimming dead branches near the east fence when I heard tires crunch on gravel. A car stopped outside my gate. Doors opened. Voices confident, professional, loud in a way that assumes compliance. I wiped my hands, looked through the window and saw 3 people dressed like they were headed to a board meeting, not someone's home. The woman in front wore a navy blazer, clipboard in one hand, phone in the other. She was photographing my gate, my trees, my house. No knock, no greeting, just documenting my life like it was a violation waiting to happen. Then she tried the gate, rattled it, hard. When it didn't budge, she leaned on the doorbell and held it down until the chime echoed through the house like an alarm. I made them wait. 30 seconds. Then I walked out and stopped behind the gate without unlocking it. That iron barrier between us felt right. "Can I help you?" I asked. She straightened, adjusted the clipboard, smiled without warmth. "I'm Claudia Vance, president of the Wellington Meadows Homeowners Association. We need to inspect your property. Need. Not would like to. Not may we. Need. Inspect it for what?" She didn't hesitate. "Your oak tree extends beyond permitted boundaries. Your gate doesn't meet community aesthetic standards, and you haven't paid your HOA dues." I let the silence stretch. Then I said it plain and simple. "I don't belong to the HOA." She laughed, short, sharp. "Every property within this radius belongs to the HOA. It's all on our website." "So are county records," I said. and those say your boundary stops 50 meters before this gate." She slid a notice through the bars. Demands, deadlines, backdated fees, fines per day, legal action in bold print. "I won't be doing any of this," I said. Her smile vanished. "You'll regret that." "So will you," I said, and walked back to the house. That should have been the end of it. It wasn't even the beginning. After they left, I walked the property line and found fresh boot prints near the hedge. Someone had been there before. And when I checked my camera footage, 15 minutes from earlier in the week were gone. Not corrupted, gone. That's when it hit me. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was planning. I installed offline cameras, started documenting everything. Notices, photos, dates, times. I built a file just like my grandfather taught me. The HOA called a special meeting and invited me to explain myself. The room was set up like an interrogation. Board members in a semicircle. One chair for me. Claudia ran through the same accusations confident rehearsed. I didn't argue. I just laid out the documents. Boundary maps, deeds, certified letters. Their attorney's shoulders dropped as he read. Claudia tried to pivot standards appearance community harmony. I stood up. "You don't have authority over my land," I said. "You never have. If you keep this up, I'll file harassment charges." Driving home, doubt crept in. I won't lie. I thought about giving up, about how much time this was taking, about whether peace was worth more than being right. I stood at the gate that night and stared at the rust spots, the old iron, the lock my grandfather made, and I asked myself if I was being stubborn for nothing. Then the vandalism started. Red paint sprayed across the gate. "Pay up or leave." Then a letter, heavy paper, fake county seal demanding I remove the gate. One phone call confirmed it was forged. A felony. I waited. At 1:30 Friday morning, the cameras caught everything. Black SUV, taped plates, bolt cutters, Claudia standing there watching as my lock was cut and the gate pushed open. That's when I hit the lights and called the police. She ran, fell, dropped her pearl necklace, the one engraved with her initials and title. In court, there was nowhere left for her to stand. Video, forgery, trespassing. The judge didn't raise her voice. She didn't need to. Claudia lost her position, paid damages, faced criminal charges. The HOA dissolved its board. Everything she used to threaten me with disappeared in a single ruling. I replaced the lock. Same design. Handmade. The gate still stands. Some things aren't defended with words. They're defended by knowing where you stand and refusing to step back when you're right.